mighty fist of God, Armageddon will descend upon the city of Los Angeles, the city of sin.
Valhalla mark the infinitely tired. Man Squatch! Me and my monkey! James Dasher! Jester of Sin! Darren Upkin! Project Cambridge! Brandon the anime guy! My Muppet from another puppet show back, TJC! P-Lie, Project Storytime, Deborah Cohen, Justice Davalina! Penny! Thank you, Penny. You tell him, thank you. And Loki gives a big shout out to the little one, to the grandson. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody out there doing? It's Monday. We're getting into Monday. Start of the week.
It is Monday. Good God, is it Monday already? I can't believe it.
Wow, what a weekend! What a crazy weekend!
What how crazy was it, Loki?
Just a little Loki this morning.
A little lean, green, and a booty spanking machine we got this morning.
Right. But we're all a bunch of low IQ mouth breathers.
Yeah.
I'm
just glad I can finally freely admit that to all of you. From someone as socially awkward and introverted as I. That's the truth. I'm just glad that we can all come together on this mortal plane of oblivion that we call Mornings of Mischief.
I'm a pun. What pun are we talking about, Mark?
I don't know.
ZBR, what's up, brother? Good morning. Welcome to the show. This morning.
We're all so happy to have you here.
We are. Oh yeah, we are.
Man, oh man.
Oh yeah, aliens.
Good God. I can't do the thing.
That's a Predator.
I know. Yeah. Well, he's an alien too. I don't know. Yeah. It's Monday. Zero's not awake. But hey, that's what happens when we do it live.
Someone noticed.
I'm glad somebody noticed. The funny thing is, and I promise I won't ramble this week. It wasn't really a studio setup. It was more or less Zero just getting off his ass and organizing and cleaning a few things, primarily the back wall. so y'all can see
Yes.
a few of my family members. I did that. I brought him in just for this morning, and my egg, and that actually, you can't see it, but that's actually a 3D movie poster. The egg actually lights up, but I don't have any batteries in there, so I put the big green blob on there instead. But yeah, so it was a fun little project just to finally get organized. And I still say, sorry, this guy's shit still looks way better.
She did a really good job.
She did an amazing, flabbergasting, fan-fucking-tastic good job. I just put shit on a wall. That's all I did. She took that to another level. So, hey, hats off to the little Fez kitty herself.
Tipping the cat to you this morning, Heiress of Chaos.
Hell yeah.
Heiress of Mischief.
Good
yeah,
time.
looking good. Alien. So aliens back in theater. We got Alien back in theater.
I'm gonna freely admit I was actually a little bit surprised that they were gonna do a theatrical re-release of the whole thing. I mean 45 years, that's a pretty big deal. We're pushing 50 now, which is almost unbelievable. But like an RKO, it kind of came out of nowhere for me, but I was pleasantly surprised that they're actually going forward and giving it a full theatrical release. Re-release.
In 4K too.
In 4K.
Mark says, Loki said, "Woman, fix my office and make me a sandwich."
What order do you want that in, Mark?
She gonna beat your ass.
I was gonna say she probably make you a sandwich and then shove it right up your ass. Because she's an Amazon.
God help me.
Yeah.
But no, the 4K release. So we saw, this was the last time. I think it was maybe 3 years ago. Maybe 3 years ago. We saw it in theaters. 4K release. And you know what I missed? I missed because I always watch the director's cut now. I never watched the original. No, I don't know. It's like, I'm just like, if there's a director's cut, that's what I want to watch. I don't want to watch the regular cut.
I think it's I enjoy the director's cut, but I'm kind of the opposite. I kind of stick with the theatrical version.
I love the fight with Lambert and Ripley. I love the fight. Okay, so there's a scene that's cut that I hope, hold on 1 second. I hope Alien outperforms some of Hollywood's modern day stuff just to point out modern crap versus golden age. Apparently it did. So, apparently it did. It was in the top 10.
I was kind of hoping it wasn't going to go there and have that brought up by comparison, but this day and age, I figure that's inevitable. I was just thinking like, hey, let's just enjoy the re-release of a all-time classic. But
Shelly says he couldn't see us. I don't know what YouTube's problem is. We're over on Rumble. We're live over on Rumble. I've got just one question about the re-release. How much did they change? They didn't change anything.
I think if they're smart, they wouldn't touch a thing.
It's a lot clearer. So the 4K, you would immediately think that the 4K is a lot clearer and you can see more.
Right.
So it's like those beautiful shots of the ship. Those beautiful slow panning shots of the ship. Those inside
in camera model shots, like that's real. That's real stuff, baby. Real stuff. See, that's why I've always felt if you can do it right, practical is the way to go, because you just can't beat something that's real, something that's there.
So let me get back to this scene, and this is the one I always miss. This is what I thought was important. I was like, you shouldn't have cut that. So Kane gets, alien base hugged. They drag his ass back to the ship. Ripley doesn't want to let him in.
Yep.
There is a argument Lambert's like, would you just open the damn door? And Dallas, you know, is the,
Get him
you know,
inside.
get him inside, Ripley. And obviously Ash is like, I opened the door.
Yeah. And a hatch open. It's like, oh, you son
hatch is
of a...
open. So Ripley goes down to medical to see
with a mouth. What the fuck is going on?
Right? And Lambert just like launches herself at Ripley, and it's a cat fight.
Yeah.
And they're fighting, and you know, you wouldn't open the door, man. And that fight, I love that fight, and that fight is cut.
Yeah, well, because I mean,
in the theatrical cut, Ripley comes down, and they just stand there, and everything's okay, everything's hunky dory.
I thought in the theatrical cut, Ripley still gets slapped. She comes down and says, "All right, what the fuck is going on?" Lambert steps up and just goes, "You bitch."
Nope, that's not in there.
That's not in the theatrical.
That's not in the theatrical cut.
I've seen the theatrical cut like 4, 8, 9 billion times. How is that
not
in there?
It's not in there.
Okay,
slap
audience,
fight, the slap.
Help me out. Is the slap in? I'm asking chat because I really want to clarify this. Is like the friggin' Berenstain Bear effect, Mandela effect coming in the theatrical cut? Does Lambert still slap Ripley? I know they don't really fight and duke it out.
Nope, no slap. Because she walks down there and is like, okay, I want to know what's, and then she turns and it goes to an inside view of medical, and she's just looking at Kane, and she's like, oh my God. And then you hear Yaffa, whatever his name is, he's like, why don't you freeze him? And there is no fight.
I thought that was in the theatrical cut because it's got the whole thing like, Ripley, when I give an order, I expect it to be followed.
Nope.
Even when it's breaking the law. You're goddamn right. That's not the theatrical version. How is it? Okay.
No slappy slap fight. No big argument. They just immediately turn to Kane, and it's like Kane's the only focus of that scene. And I love the tension because Ripley is doing what she is supposed to be doing. Ripley is following procedures. You do not, you keep them in quarantine. You do not let them out of quarantine. Kane has to be quarantined 24 hours. So what happens? The ship takes off. They go back, they dock, they're on their way back home. Kane's laying there. The alien is born, and Ripley's watching on the CCT and goes, airlock. And that's the end of the movie. Instead, Ash let him in because Ash wanted to let him in because Ash wants to experiment on the alien.
That's weird. I'm wondering, I still can't get over this. I'm wondering if I've just seen that fight scene so much I just assumed it was in the theatrical.
You do, because I did. Because when we went and saw it in theater, I'm like, where's the fight? Where's the slap? And then I'm like, I'm watching the theatrical version. So I waited till I got it on 4K because all I have is the director's cut.
Right.
And I watch the theatrical version.
Yeah.
And it's not in there.
That is
and
so
I'm like,
weird.
Exactly. It's so weird. Because we're used to seeing that. We're so used to seeing that.
I'm out. I got nothing left. Everything I know is wrong. What the fuck is going on here?
Hello? He left.
I can't.
I don't know what happened.
No idea how upside down.
Maybe it was the Canadian theatrical version.
There's no. I can't believe that. Now, but anyway, I won't dwell on that. Maybe it's because I'm almost as old as the movie is.
Brandon, take it, dude. Drive safe. Travel well. We're going to be hanging out with Brandon later this afternoon and tonight.
God, is he still on the road right now?
I think he's about to get on the road.
On the way. Wow.
So.
Wow, that's crazy. So.
That's what I thought he was going to do. I really did. I thought he was going to pull an EBS and be like, oh, fuck.
Oh my God. Well, I mean,
Pardon my language.
If that was, sorry, PG warning. If that was going to be the predicted outcome, then no.
Aaron, I absolutely. Aaron D nails it on the head. I don't know what's in the damn theatrical cut of The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings because all I watch is the extended editions.
That's crazy. I mean, I know. At least I hope I can
Disney.
differentiate. We're not going there. We're not going there.
Disney, Arlena.
We're not going there. We're just going to
same with Predator and everything else in Fox.
We're just going to celebrate 45 years of a classic. That's it. Let's not ruin the moment, folks. My brain has already been warped. Holy crap. Yeah. So, I mean, well, aside from the mind-blowing thing that you just saw in real time, I can still differentiate what is theatrical and what is the director's cut, the 2003 director's cut. You know, I mean, you have the little shot where, you know, Brett is getting his ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille, before he, you know, gets kissed in the face. and then the one shot where the camera's just kind of there and you can see the alien just kind of hanging on the chains. I know that is not theatrical. And that's one of the things, that's one of the scenes, even though it's a few seconds long, that's one of the scenes I don't mind not being in the film, because I think the eventual reveal that we get is good enough. I think having that little tease there is just a little bit extra and not overly necessary. But still, if you'd ask me, do I dislike the director's cut? No, not at all. I love the director's cut. I think there's a lot of good stuff in there that is deserved to be shown. I know it's the version that Ridley Scott prefers. But there's also some stuff in there that, again, I don't necessarily agree with. I just said I swore I wouldn't ramble on, but hey, you know.
Ramble.
But, you know,
I mean,
how
you feel.
There's the whole, and I mean, you know, everybody could probably have the same general consensus about this one scene anyway, when Ripley's making her escape towards the end of the film, you know, the final escape, and she runs into Dallas, who's transforming into an egg, and she stops, and, you know, she's going through the process, and he's like, please kill me. And of course, everybody's thinking, go, get off the ship. It's going to explode. Go. You know, I think that was 2 or 3 minutes that should have been cut. You know, because
explain to us why.
To me, it just slows the pacing down during an otherwise frantic moment. You know, you're all waiting for her to go, escape, and get off, even though we know there's a fourth act coming up. But, you know, the ship is counting down. It's going to blow. And for her to stop and kind of slow everything to a crawl just to eventually torch the guy in the end, I think it really hindered the pacing, because to me, it just wasn't necessary. I still think it's a cool scene, but I don't think time-wise and pacing-wise it should have been in there. So that was one of the ones I really agreed with them taking out.
So it's not the fact that it's turning them into eggs.
No. It had nothing to do with lore or what was going on. It was just like, she's trying to get off the ship. Don't stop now. Don't. Just go. Go. Yeah, Dallas is fucked. You can't save him. Just go. So, I mean, you know, pacing-wise, that's the only reason I'm okay with that not being in the initial theatrical version. Just pacing.
Okay. Yeah. June Wong sends in a $5 Australian super chat. Thank you so very much. June Wong, he says, for 20 years, I mixed up Star Trek 4 and Masters of the Universe movie and was convinced the Enterprise crew has fried chicken. And Uhura said, ugh, barbaric. Wow. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that. Thank you so very much, June Wong. Fortunately, I don't have a Star Trek or a Motu. I don't. You would think me, of all people, would have a Star Trek, Star Trek, like the Enterprise blowing up. Or,
well, I mean, could you even if you had the ability to do it, could you do it without maybe like Paramount or CBS coming after you?
I know how to skirt the edge of.
Okay. All right.
I
Just
do.
give him the finger.
We'll just give him the finger. So what can we? I can give you a nipple gun.
Ooh.
Nipple gun, skull. Give him the nipple gun.
Give him the nipple gun. Yeah. Shellback says you failed us, brother. Get those clips.
I don't have a Star Trek. You would think me of all people would have a Star Trek clip.
After how long have you and I been doing
With
this?
double dumbass on you, skull.
Oh my goodness. So while we were on the subject of, you know, theatrical and directors versus, is there anything? Are there any standouts between the two films that you would like to comment on?
I love that fight scene, man. I really do.
He's all about the cat fight, baby.
I'm all about the cat fight.
Oh,
yeah, man.
And that slap, that was a real slap, folks.
Oh yeah, she slapped the shit out of her.
She went at it, man.
And she was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." There was a lot of tension on the set. There's a lot of stuff that you know. I don't want to get too much into this because we're gonna go hang out with Paulie late tonight, and talk about some stuff that happened backstage. But I just any chance I get to see this movie in a theater, I go and see it. But I'm always gonna miss that fight. That fight, I don't know what it is about that fight, but it's like, you locked me out, you bitch. Yeah. And you know, it's her job. She's doing her job. Ripley's just following procedures, following orders. Yeah. I saw someone say, why the hell does a tractor trailer have a self-destruct button? So people don't get a hold of all your millions and millions and billions of dollars of cargo. Yep. I heard that Sigourney Weaver refused to landscape for the scenes with the low-cut panties, and they had to airbrush out the bush in all those scenes. Really? I had no idea.
You know what's funny about that? I don't know if it was just because they didn't want to talk about it, 20, 25 years ago when
the 70s,
when all this bonus stuff was coming out, but I never once heard until somebody else pointed that out maybe a year or two ago. I never heard that come up once.
The 70s, they didn't landscape. They didn't. No. I mean, it was just like, pants.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you were bushwhacking your way through Africa, man.
That's just how it was, man. I feel the pains down in Africa. So while we're on the cat fight, cat fight. Because this brings up, a what if scenario. Because Ripley is the warrant officer, she's got her pencil to the paper, just going over all the T's and I's and everything like that. That's her job. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I always wondered if Lambert was not stuck in the airlock with them being held captive, if she was on Ripley's side of the ship, like on the other side of the glass,
don't let him in.
Yeah, do you like, would she have had the total opposite effect of that? It would be like, no, you can't let him in, and then Ash goes and opens the door. Is she going down the hallway to punch Ash in the face now?
Yeah, I really think she would.
So maybe
she was that wishy-washy.
Yeah, maybe Ripley was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
PJ, thank you so much, brother. Yeah, we are close. We're really close to 3K. I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. Thank you so much. Yeah. And
I can't believe it. It's inching closer and closer, man.
We're like 90 away, I think.
Yeah.
So
it's insane. And what a road it's been. A long, winding road.
Huge shout out to she called you a knucklehead. Nice.
That I am. I actually use the term mother Canucker a lot. I don't know why, but I always found that. Yeah. So yeah, I am a Canuck, so no do to boot it. Now let's wrap this shit up. My igloo's starting to melt, eh? Yes.
But we are very close, and thank you guys for all the shout outs, all the support, all the likes, everybody who hits that thumbs up.
Mhm.
Thank you guys
Yeah.
so very much. And PJ, I got as soon as this stream is over, I gotta head to the doctor's office because I gotta do stupid doctor's shit today.
Yeah.
But when that's over, I gotta call you. So be looking for me because I gotta talk to you. I gotta talk to you about something. No, we're gonna do a stream. So I'm gonna do a series of streams. So we're gonna do like a once a month thing. So yeah, you heard it here first. We're working on it. I have no idea what we're gonna call it yet.
That's pretty cool.
But I know we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something
exciting.
Cool.
All right.
Good morning, Mrs. Sunshine.
Well, speaking of cat fights, here's the warrant officer herself with the bacon in the frying pan, ready to slap a bitch. Oh yeah.
Apparently, Mansquatch did something cool this morning. What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, messing with me while I'm sleeping.
I'm telling you, it's time to wake up. And if you don't like me holding this alarm clock in your face, wait till you see the present I left underneath your pillow.
Oh, that's just great. That's just great. That's just great.
Okay, so
I stopped having to worry about cats and dogs, and now I got to worry about an alien taking a shit under my pillow at night.
All right, so a little while ago, Mansquatch said, "I guess that was just a Tumblr rumor. That wasn't true. There is no bush cut of the film." See, I didn't think there was because everybody was commenting on Sigourney's ass crack. Nobody was saying anything at all about Bush.
It's all about her butt crack.
So I was kind of thinking that can't be right. But I mean, again, after
she had a little butt. She had a little butt.
She had a little butt. But I mean, after getting my mind totally blown once this morning already, I don't know what's real and what's not true anymore. Oh my god.
Psychodorp 9 with the $5 super chat. I'll be radio silence tomorrow. I gotta go do labs at the VA. Good luck, brother. We're all pulling for you. Keep kicking ass. Keep taking names. Don't take any shit.
Yeah.
Especially from those VA doctors. Damn it. I'm still every once in a while it's like, nope, I don't like you. I still don't like you. I'm like, well, again,
if you need an out, just throw up the bat signal and give me something to read.
I think it's because so much happened a couple of weeks ago. Constantly. Yeah. It was like a constant thing that I'm just like, it's just like,
I know you probably want to scold that, but is your diet getting a little bit better?
Oh yeah, I can eat. I'm back to eating whatever I want to now.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can handle whatever. Cast iron stomach. I almost said iron caster stomach. Cast iron stomach. My dad had a cast iron stomach, so that's why when we get like, it's got to be bad.
Ooh. I'm bad. Shimon. Yeah. We probably just got demonetized for that. Oh my goodness, God. I know we're here to talk about Alien. We haven't talked about Alien.
Dude, I don't have an alien skull either. Actually, I do. This one's just for you. Second Warp 9 skull. Oh! Oh yeah, drinking liquids like crazy. It's just still getting over all that. Yeah. So,
do you want to play that Elf clip again? I was having a good time rocking out to that.
They hated that puppet, boy.
I'm
Ooh.
Zero's gonna have to be careful what he wishes for. I love how this guy just says nothing and clicks the button and away we go again.
Well, you asked. It's the least I can do.
Oh my.
You take the time, to do the show on Mondays.
This is probably where chat's thinking, man, they really got nothing to say. They're just stalling now at this point. Hey, you think after almost 3 years we would run out of stuff to say, but sadly, no. God.
A lot of sequels. There've been a lot of sequels, and
are you sure there's really only maybe 2 that I know of? The second one and the production from Hell third one. And that's all. There are no more. We'll see.
Well,
we're still waiting to see how the newest one is going to do. But
I don't know. I think okay. So Prometheus is a hot mess.
Mm-hmm.
Covenant's
again, one more time.
Covenant had
it's a
so much
beautiful
potential.
looking hot mess. Covenant did have potential. I will agree with you there, because after the confusion that was Prometheus, it's like, well, it's a prequel. It's set in the same universe, but it's not really a prequel. I think that kind of just threw everybody off right from the beginning. Thank you. Good to know this mother Canucker has not worn out his welcome yet. So yeah, Prometheus is a beautiful hot mess to look at. Covenant, I agree, had potential, because I would have thought at the very least after the confusion that was Prometheus, they would have steered the ship in a little bit more correct direction, which obviously was not the case. So all I have
to say about Covenant is, blow, you do the fingering. I'll blow, you blow, I'll do the fingering.
Yeah, because all I got watching that whole thing was feeling like a plug right up the ass.
It's this whole thing with David and Walter. His name was Walter. David and Walter, and he goes to kiss him, and he's like, and Walter's like, "You're seriously disturbed robot. You know that, right?" It's just,
we broke new ground in that movie, and that's not a good thing.
So, and I get what Walter said to him when he's like, one key, that's all it takes. One key to be off, and it ruins the whole thing.
A little bit of foreshadowing there, folks.
So, it's just,
it was a mess. It really was a mess.
It was a mess. And there were a couple of people that were out of place.
Anyone in particular?
Okay, I liked McBride. I liked Danny, and I liked his, Texas cowboy, like, woo wee darling. I thought he was the realest one out of all of them.
I will admit I was surprised that,
and he has that, like, holy shit, what is that? What the hell is that?
Yeah,
a
little bit of believability there. Yeah. I still, and there's a couple things I'll kind of, oh good God. I have no opinion.
Wow, ZVR, bro. Wow.
A lot of good mental images today. All right. So
the fact that they killed off Shaw, it's like all the promotional stuff we got for this,
Yeah.
It was trickery.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been so tricked.
I'll let you finish. I'm sorry. It's just obviously.
No, it's just, we got all this promotional material on YouTube. I had this badass poster, and it was like the alien ship sitting in the trees or some shit. And it's like, coming, blah, blah, blah. It was the date. Yeah. And unfortunately I did the same thing with Prometheus. It was a whole bunch of alien stuff and alien heads and, the beginning that would start it all. Right. But you get all this promotional material and you see all this stuff on the YouTubes, and I'm not talking about people promoting it. I'm talking about Ridley's own shit. You know, like the last breakfast or last supper scene where they're all getting together and they're hanging out and they're eating. And, you know, you see James Franco for one of two times in the entire thing. That's not even in the movie.
Yeah.
He's not,
he's not even in the movie. I mean, we got Powdered Toast Man in the movie. I don't know if anybody out there gets that reference. He's a crispy piece of toast in the movie, but you can't even tell it's him.
And the crew seem more realistic. I'll granted that's absolutely, and not as dumb. They're still dumb, but they're not as dumb.
Yeah, but they're not as dumb.
Not as dumb.
I mean, well, because that's, you know, realistically, that is a big decision. Like, hey, we just got woken up because our ship's in pieces now. Also, a lot of problems with how that went down. How they weren't able to prepare for that, I don't know. But it's like, you know, it's the whole big thing. Well, what would you do? Would you try to go back on course, or maybe take a shot at this planet that looks habitable? What are the odds? So
there's the journey scene where you see Shaw and David on the ship.
Yeah.
And she's fixing him and doing the repairs and stuff. And it's just,
and then she's fucking dead.
And then she's dead.
I mean, what a punch to the gut, you know? And I wasn't even a huge Shaw fan in the movie. I mean, I like the actress and everything. But it's, well, because I mean, basically you're trying to fill impossible shoes. You know, basically there's one Ripley, that's the bar. You know, and it's cool that everybody tries to take a shot at it, but obviously you're not gonna jump over it. You're just gonna sidestep it a little bit. So I liked Shaw as a character. I liked the actress. So I mean, you know, you're one of the glimmers of hope outstanding from Prometheus. To have that be a little bit hyped and showcased, and hey, here's something to look forward to, and then have all that taken away from you and have it be what, a 2 friggin' second still frame in Covenant when it's all said and done. I mean, that's a shot to the balls, man. Not only is she dead, that's how long she's on camera for.
So can they, because I mean, we've seen a lot of stuff. There's been a lot of theories, a lot of theory videos. Looking at you, Mr. H. Looking at you, Nate. About what all this means now, how this is all connected now. Can they take these failed projects and create something kick-ass using the pieces, the leftover pieces? Can they take David's message to Wayland Yutani about, look, I have the science, bitches. Here's all my research. Here's all the stuff. I'm out there creating a whole colony of these bastards.
We're building a better world.
And one day my boys are going to go up forth and rule the galaxy. He's doing that. Here's all my research. One of the things that are being talked about is that research is dominant in the new movie, Romulus, that the space station and the Romulus and Remus modules are products of David's work. Not directly, but that they're backwards engineering. They've got an alien. They found the alien, the big chap from the first movie. This is all theory, and that they're backwards engineering that to get the black goo from David's own research so that they can do super secret experiments. Can they, instead of just starting over from scratch, can they take the remnants of these failed pictures? And they are failures. Prometheus was a giant. It was more divisive than anything. And there are parts of that movie I love. Yeah. And then it's just like, hey, look, I'm going to poke this alien snake with a stick.
Why are you taking your helmet off? How do you know the air is breathable? You don't know. I mean,
Is
seriously.
this why you freak out later? You know,
The stupidest thing I thought with the nerd guy with the glasses. No offense to people who wear glasses. That's not what I mean. And friggin' Conor McGregor wannabe there. It's like, oh, I'm not staying in this cave. No way. No way. I'm here to look at rocks and shit. And then they've got helmets off and they're just getting fucking baked like nothing's wrong.
that's right.
Like, okay, first you're panicking and now you're just high as fuck. Like, what's going on here?
And
There's no continuity to anything.
and David's like, oh look, the black goo, right in front of this dude. He's like, and then dunk in the drink. Yeah,
I mean, come on. Realistically, you're sitting at a table, and some guy, oh, here, how about a drink? And some guy literally does this. And who fucking hands someone a glass like this?
nope.
Like, how do you not see that? Are you that stupid, or was he actually drunk beforehand? And he's just like, oh,
He was drunk. When David came up to him, he'd been drinking. He's like, I brought you another, right? But no, I'm not that drunk that from me to the screen, I can't see you dip a fucking finger in my drink and me just going, no, did you just have that up your butt? Am I being punked? Where's Ashton? Ashton!
Bring out the cameras. Yeah. I mean, whether not even the fact that,
no,
like, you know, let's
we're gonna stick this finger up our butt and then we're gonna put it in his drink right in front of him and hand it.
No shit. Like, come on. Like black goo aside, some weird ass friggin' robot sticks his finger in your drink. Black goo or not, are you gonna drink that shit? No thanks. He got alien roofied. No one sticks a finger in my glass. Somebody sound clip that, because I want that on there for facts, because I know someone's going to misquote it somewhere.
And why didn't he say anything? He saw him do it, right?
Yeah.
He saw him do it. He looked right at him, watched him do it. It's not like he was like, what? And David dipped his finger. No, he's like,
David couldn't even do the, oh my, what's that over there?
No.
And then
so why wasn't he like, it was David? David did it. You know, why didn't he sound the alarm and ring the bells? Yeah. And I mean, no.
Yeah. So I mean, again, black goo aside, but come on.
I'm gonna get him with my pudding. I'm gonna alien him with my pudding pop.
I tell you what, I'll do the fingering. You just come on here and sample my pudding pop. So yeah, anyway, so hey, Alien, 45 years. What a film. Let's talk about everything but that. But
just Loki's, I don't have them here, they're over there, so the nunchucks are over there, but yes, I still have the nunchucks.
I bet that would be a great blooper reel there. But so yeah, I mean, obviously the films that came out after that, Aliens being the exception, Alien 3 being an absolute train wreck.
Aliens did it the right way. Cameron had this whole thing where he's like, okay, I'm going to take this stuff that I've already written for this different concept that I kind of based off of Aliens, and I'm going to incorporate it. So he was already working on stuff, right? But he knew, I can't just do Alien in a Haunted House too. Yeah. I've got to do something different.
Because it's already been done. And he recognized that.
And it
was done the best way it could have been done. So I mean,
there's a movie series called House. There's a bunch of them. But the first movie, the tone of the first movie and the second movie are completely different. Okay, so the first movie is a very like serious. Is this guy going crazy? Is he losing his shit? He was in Vietnam. He's getting, is it PTSD? Or is this weird shit, Twilight Zone shit actually happening? The second movie goes balls to the walls, crazy. You've got beautiful big tittied maidens about to get sacrificed on altars and all kinds of crazy shit. It's just like it's a completely different movie, but it's connected to the first movie. So you're in the same, you're in the same house, but it's different. It's different enough that
For God's sake, Zero, be professional. I'm giggling because he said
well, big titty maidens.
anyway,
Well,
I'm sorry. I just wasn't expecting that on a Monday morning. But I promise I was paying attention.
so
Oh,
yeah, the tone's completely different.
yeah.
So Cameron did a House is great. House 2 was a rush job shit show, and 3 on were just renamed low budget pieces of crap. Yes. But I love 2 for the outrageousness of it and the comedy. Okay? 1 is a completely different movie. You weren't laughing at shit.
Yeah.
It's a haunted house horror movie. The second movie, it has aspects. There are aspects of the first, but the tone's completely different. That's what Alien and Aliens is. Alien, it's haunted. It's a haunted house in space with an alien thing trying to kill you. 2, it's not just like, well, we've got that and there's more of them. No, it's a action-packed thrill ride, guns out, titties up. Badass.
He did the thing again. You go from a what did they call it? A gothic horror film from the 1979 one. And then 1986 you get James Cameron's shout out to my fellow Canucker Jim. Way to go. Try not to disappoint us anymore, yeah. And you get an action combat movie. And when you think about it, yeah, not to be confused with that, of course. Thank you, because that was my first thought too. It's like, wait, they did a movie? So yeah. So obviously 2 completely different spectrums, and both done almost to perfection. Because like Terminator 2, Aliens can hold up as one of the best sequel movies of all time and one of the best action movies of all time. And not to mention, again, I know we didn't have them back then, but shout out to Sigourney Weaver for being an absolute badass female lead. Not that we had them back then. I've just been brainwashed to think that way, but yeah, I mean, the whole premise of that, the whole soul, the heart and soul of that film is Ripley's progression from being, I don't want anything to do with this no more. Oh, wait, my daughter's dead. Like, come on. I've been out here for 57 years. Are you kidding? To, starting to face her fears, starting to own up to it, saying this, this is going to follow me around until I confront it. The whole Ripley arc through that whole thing was masterfully done.
Resurrection.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one either, but I will say this really quick, because I know I kind of just glazed over it. Yeah, Alien Resurrection.
Prepare for the resurrection.
Yeah, that did not need to happen at all. That just did not need to happen.
I remember in the preview seeing one of them in the water, and I was like, holy shit.
I thought it was cool.
Holy shit, that looks. I do not. I'm like,
yeah.
Like, oh shit, go.
Yeah. That was probably one of the best scenes in the movie, but that's not saying much. So, I mean, realistically speaking,
those are the movies we don't talk about.
Yeah. Those never should have been done. And I mean, what a friggin' disaster.
The second one was okay. It's too dark.
I was going to say,
it's too damn dark.
How the hell do you know? I couldn't see shit through the whole.
It was okay. It was just too damn dark.
But I really quick, I will say this, because I know you and I have talked about this a lot before. Alien 3, I will give credit and a pass to, just because of everything it was up against. You go through how many directors before Fincher comes in and says, all right, I'll give it a shot. And even then, he doesn't even have a completed script to work with. He doesn't even have a finalized story. you know, and he's got all the execs and the producers just coming down on him. So the fact that that film even was able to get made, hats off to the people that worked to actually get that done.
So, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I yawned on my own show. Miss Martin Muses just got monetized on YouTube.
Right.
Congratulations. It's so good to see you. Thank you for popping in. Guys, if you weren't subscribed, go check out her channel. It's Miss Martin Muses. If I could get a mod to throw out a link, that would be great. She's kicking butt and taking names. Had a wonderful panel. I did not get to come on because I was trying to get home, and I knew I wasn't going to make it. We had to go to this crawfish thing on Saturday, and I knew I wasn't going to make it back in time. So I sent her a super congratulations. Hung out for as long as my phone would let me before it was like, yeah, we're going to die. And I was like, okay, I'm going to keep at least like 5%. But congrats. So sorry I couldn't make it, but congratulations.
That's awesome. Darth Arlena with a good question there. Legit question. Has James Cameron done a bad movie? Now, do you mean one he's directed or one he's just had his hands in? Because I could give you half a dozen he's had his hands in that sucked.
Yeah. Terminator Dark Fate being
that one's at the top of the list. But, yeah. Titanic was nice. I just thought it was boring as fuck. I mean, really, Jesus. But Titanic is one of those. It's probably a niche audience that they're looking for. I don't know.
You know what? I thinking back, the two biggest problems with AVP Requiem is the teenagers. Hey, do you want to go F in the pool at school? Oh my God, and my boyfriend can show up. That was all set up, okay? So this was all a setup. Mm-hmm. That chick was playing him. There was no, oh my God, what are you doing here? That was all set up to embarrass him. She was playing with him. She was toying with him. She was just as in on it as they were. She just didn't want him to know that so she could keep hooking him and baiting him into doing stupid, dumb things. The whole teenage thing was stupid. And
the last, I mean, purposefully bad teenage movies aside, the ones that know what they're doing, the ones that are self-aware, teenagers in movies for like the last 20 years have just been dumb as fuck.
Yes.
I mean, like, really. Yes. I mean, I know we were all teenagers too, and we've all done stupid things, but my God, they just make them look so stupid anyway.
Wasn't that the line from Jason X, aka Space Junk? Yes. Yeah. The teenagers are just.
Yeah. So, hey, AVP Requiem, aka can't.
Yeah, that's
shit.
what we always wanted. No, what we wanted was badass space marines going up against aliens, and suddenly, you know, if you ever played AVP. There's this exactly. I think it was the second one. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it was the second one. And I'm talking about PC. I'm not talking about Xbox 360 or any of that shit. This was before that, when you could only play these sons of bitches on PC because that's all that was powerful enough to do it.
It was probably the second one then. Was it the one with all 3 campaigns?
Yeah. Yes. Well, they've always had all 3 campaigns.
Well, I know the second one, I think, was a lot higher regarded than the first one.
Yes.
Obviously,
so
it's a sequel. You can improve on it.
I'm pretty sure it's the second one. You go through like the first 3 or 4 missions, and you're just, you're the Marine fighting the alien. Dun, 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 dun. And you got the APC going through this level, right? And you start out the next level, and you're walking, and you're like, oh, we made it. the comm tower is just down this way, and you hear, and you're like, oh shit.
Holy crap.
And you walk up and there's there's like a pool of glowing green blood, and you're like,
oh my God.
Okay, it's not acid. And I'm like, no, that ain't acid, buddy. That's that glow in the dark green shit. That's different. This is bad.
It is, man.
This is very bad.
It's all over the place. We're in some real pretty shit now, man. Also, true story. When Loki
That's all they had to do.
When Loki made that sound, someone just put shit in my pants. Thanks, brother. It's not expected.
That's all they had to do.
Yeah.
And they fucked it up.
Yeah, simple.
Fox could have printed more money than the MCU, and they screwed it up.
Yeah.
Why? Because they didn't want to do Marines. They didn't want to take the James Cameron Marines and do them again.
Yeah.
How effing dumb are you? Because that's what people wanted.
The whole thing. I mean, I know it's kind of cool to say, everything is going to take place on Earth. We've never seen that before. All right, true. It still didn't look very good. Again, the parts I could see, because I couldn't see a goddamn thing in that movie because it was so dark. And half that crap was shot in the daytime. Someone mentioned the pregnant lady scene in the hospital, and yeah, that was actually pretty wild to see. Not necessarily in a good way. But the one thing, and I don't know why this is the one scene that always sticks out, but it sticks out so prominently because it just lets me say I rest my case about the whole thing. It's when the lady who worked in the diner, and she's got that creepy chef that's like, you can come home and stay with me and the wife tonight or whatever. And he's like, no, that's all right. And then she walks away, and he's just got like this fucking Chris Hansen Predator face looking, no pun intended, just looking at her like, I'm still going to bang the shit out of that anyway. But anyway, like that made no sense. And the one thing that sticks out as to why this film is bad is the one scene where she's finally by herself, and the xenomorph comes breezing through those Dutch doors like it's in an old Western shootout.
That's right.
And I just saw him come through those doors, and right then I'm thinking, that is probably one of the stupidest things I've ever seen. That alien does not belong here on Earth. That makes no sense. That looks ridiculous. Why are we doing this? Oh my God.
Why are we doing this?
I'm done.
Yep.
I'm done. And there's plenty more wrong with it.
The alien looked great. Okay, so the alien predator looked great. I was that's great. Mm-hmm. That they had stuff that looked great, and then they had stuff that they were just like, and that's Fox. Yeah. That was all the suits at Fox going, no, it has to be on Earth. You have to do it. And they were so excited to do an ABP film that they were like, okay. And they didn't stick to their guns, because pretty much Fox told them, you either do this or we'll find somebody else to do it. And they said, no, we can work with that. And they dropped the knee. Mark Anthony Tired says, give a quick rundown on the original content of Alien 3. Okay. Some Chinese free people, socialists get on the Sulaco. They find Ripley in them. They open the cryo unit for Bishop. There is a alien face hugger in Bishop that has been growing. Okay, so the beginning of the script is basically Bishop talking like he's, every once in a while he wakes up in cryo and something's wrong. He knows
an alien can gestate inside of
an alien can gestate inside. So it's not the alien, it's the face hugger. So the face hugger is taking nutrients from the milky shit from Bishop, and he's growing in the cryo tube. He's maturing in the cryo tube. So basically, the alien queen left a little present inside Bishop, which was an embryo. It was its final embryo that it was protecting.
The alien queen dipped her finger in Bishop's torso when she she did this.
So the socialist Chinese Republic of Free Peoples or whatever opens the cryo tube, and the first son of a bitch that sticks his head in there, right? And when that happens, one of the guns go off and it hits Ripley's cryo tube, and her cryo tube turns off.
Warning.
So 72 hours later, a space station in Wayu space sees the Sulaco, brings her in. Hicks and Newt are there. They're alive. They're okay. They get woken up. They open the cryo tube and they're like, "No, that bitch is dead." And she sits up and she's like, "Where am I?" And then boom, back to sleep. Right? So she's alive, but she's in a coma because her cryo tube got hit and she got screwed up. They recreate the alien. They find cells in Bishop's cryotube and they make a stupid airborne version of the facehugger. It's like the black goo. Okay. It's like the black goo and the stuff you get in Covenant all came from this original script for Alien 3. So you start putting all the dots together and you're like, oh, so that's where they got that. And that's where they got that. They use, as they're dicking around with the DNA of the alien, they make an airborne thing. And once it gets in you, meanwhile, over on another space station in Chinese communist whatever space, the Chinese Communist Free People's Alliance space, guess what they did? They woke Bishop up and they got all of his info. They info dumped and they made a freaking alien with the information they had from Bishop, because Bishop did nothing but sit there for like 2 days analyzing the alien and going over everything and all the face huggers and basically figuring out what they were. So they download all his information and they create an alien from that and from the cells, just like these stupid sons of bitches. So they clean out the Sulaco and make sure nothing's on the Sulaco. And they take everybody off of this space station except for a skeleton crew and put them on Sulaco, including Newt, and send them back to Earth. Meanwhile, Hicks is still on the space station going, what am I doing here? Where's Ripley? Ripley's still on the space station when, oh, look, the power's out. And Hicks is like, I want a gun.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one that still has a brain. He eventually goes and wakes up Ripley and they're able to skedaddle. After someone shows up with a ship from the CCP space station, because they're all dead. They blew up the other space station because everyone was dying because aliens were running around killing everybody. So it's just like, and at the end, they're like, oh, they may have sent the information back with Newt on the Sulaco. And Ripley's like, we're going to get this ship and we're going to get you back. Dun, 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 dun. And that's the
out into space, yeah.
That's the original concept.
That's one original concept that movie had. There was probably half a dozen others, but
So, and once they pitched that to Sigourney, she was like, "No, I'm not coming back." And they were like, "Okay, we'll just kill her. We'll just kill her. The cryotube can wink out, and we'll just kill her. We'll use someone that looks like her, or we use a Muppet or a lookalike." And then will kill her.
And then,
And
boom,
then
that's it. I mean, really, could you imagine again another what if scenario if Ripley, the character, got killed off just like that? Because I mean, you know how upset people were when when Hicks and Newt got killed off. I mean, if they had given Sigourney that treatment, or if they had given Ripley that treatment, God, how pissed off do you think people would have been?
pretty pissed off. So then they went to this whole, well, we'll make it all about Ripley and we'll do it on this planet of monks.
Yeah. The infamous wooden planet.
The wooden planet of monks. I am not kidding. The wooden planet of monks. A planet made out of wood.
For those of you that don't know, get out there and Google Vincent Ward's original Alien 3 treatment. You'll find out all about his wooden planet idea. Now, I will say the story itself isn't that bad. I mean, it was interesting to listen to. It was a totally different kind of thing. And obviously you can see shades of that in the film that is Alien 3. You can see, you know, remnants of that actually got carried through, being, you know, the prison colony with the convicts, and, you know, everything's isolated down there.
They even used the sets because they were building the sets.
Yeah.
They were already building the sets when they were like, no, let's not do this.
Yeah. So again, hats off to them for even getting that film made. And that's why to this day, David Fincher has maybe mentioned that movie twice since then. So yeah, it was a totally radical, different direction that it could have went. Again, I don't know why the planet had to be wood, because the monks that were there just, you know, abandoned all technology. They didn't want to have anything to do with it. You know, they were just religious monks, basically. So, I mean, that would have been a different way to go. But, yeah, so what we got is what we got. So, hey, it is what it is.
No, that is exactly right. Yeah. What we got.
But hey, to go back to what we were going to talk about today, which is the 45th anniversary of Alien. My God, I can't believe it's been 45 years. Holy crap. And
45 years.
It's still got a fan base. It still stands a test of time because I love the practicality of it. I love that everything is on camera. Everything is there. You can see everything. You can touch it. You can finger the shit out of whatever you want on that set. I mean, the Nostromo set, the ship they were on, the corridors they were walking through, that was all built. I mean, that whole thing was one giant set of a ship. Everything was connected. It was crazy. So that's craftsmanship. And that's why, to me, it still stands out. You could still say the same thing about Aliens, Alien 3 in some regard, because there was a lot of practical effects in there. That, well, I mean, back then you had no choice but to use practical effects.
That's right.
And they made it work because they were using their brains. They were using, you know, smoke and mirrors tricks. They were doing all this old school filmmaking, movie magic stuff that a lot of times is lost today. And, you know, we all know why. There's a million reasons why. But the practicality stands out. The cast stands out because the casting was phenomenal. They got the perfect, at the time, unknown people to play those roles. And they made the roles their own, even if they didn't even if they didn't have much to say. It was the whole fact that they had that whole camaraderie thing going on, and, you know, and then you had the whole, you know, Brett and Parker with their whole, you know, union rights and what about us movement and, you know, shit like that. I mean, that's all real world stuff. So, I mean, it was easily relatable, even if it was in the future and they're isolated out there and we don't know what the hell is going on. We still know what they're talking about because they were real people. They looked like, you know, the old cliche, truckers in space. It's like, well, everybody can relate to that, you know? So, I mean,
yep.
you know, the tension was real. The sets were real. The goddamn alien looked fan-fucking-tastic. Why? Because it was real. It was a guy in a suit, you know, with a mechanical head. The genius, how they got that to work was incredible. And I think that's why 45 years later, people still talk about it. People still love it. 45 years later, it's back in the theaters. I mean, realistically, how often does that happen?
Alien scared the shit out of me as a kid. Everything is on green screen and blue screen now, and we are getting out of here.
We're over again.
We're over. We're 10 minutes over. Guys, go check out Machini Draws. He's coming up next. It should send you over there automatically, but if it doesn't, I'm sure one of our glorious wrenches of Valhalla will get a link out here in chat in just a minute. It should send you over there, though. So join Machini in the morning block coming up now. I'm sure he's going to be talking about Stellar Blade, what he liked about it. Mm-hmm. It's very Ninja Gaiden-like. I'm Ninja Gaiden with a hot ass.
All the ass and the titties.
All the ass and the titties you could want on Stellar Blade, and some Ninja Gaiden and some Ninja Gaiden fun, because that's the. I'm absolutely reminded. It's a lot like Ninja Gaiden. So guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to honor. We'll see you on the next one. Have a great Monday, everybody. Ass, titties, titties, ass and titties, ass and titties.
Game over, man.
These videos are tremendous.
Big old bitties.
Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.